Are you ready to learn about the first Layer 1 protocol built specifically for decentralized finance called Radix? This is the most exciting blockchain out there. It has cutting-edge technology and it is set up for huge growth in the coming year. I'm a massive supporter of this project, both with my time and with my money, although that does not make any of this financial advice. Today, I'll go over the 3 biggest problems facing DeFi and show you how Radix has efficiently and elegantly solved each of them in a way that is light years better than any other Layer 1 chain out there. Aloha, my friends. I'm David here with CryptoTutorials.org, and today I get to talk about something that really pumps me up, Radix. I discovered this project about 9 months ago, and immediately I knew something was substantially different from any other blockchain I had ever studied. The deeper I dove, the better it got. I was amazed at how well planned and how well thought out every aspect of this chain was, as I'm sure you will be too. They have tested and proven solutions to all of the major problems that are dragging down other protocols like Ethereum and Solana. I haven't been this excited about a blockchain since, well, honestly, ever. This is a blockchain built specifically for DeFi. And following the implosion of FTX, that's become 100 times more important. Most of the big money in crypto is waking up to the fact that centralized power and control consistently leads to shady actors running the show and major failures. But what hasn't failed are decentralized protocols like Uniswap, Aave, Compound, Maker, and so many more. These are thriving and growing, with DeFi being very likely to be the next big 100x sector in crypto. But unfortunately, the DeFi ecosystem has 3 major problems. To begin with, it is fundamentally insecure. Poly Network, 611 million. Ronin, 522 million. Wormhole, 326 million. Beanstalk, 182 million. Compound, 150 million. And these are only a few of the massive array of multi-million-dollar hacks that plague the DeFi space every single year. This leaves developers in a terrible position. Most blockchains like Ethereum were built using an outdated code called Solidity. It is slow, complex, full of quirks and bugs. Even if developers trudge through this poorly designed code, they are always at risk of leaving a tiny security flaw that compromises their code, and this can lead to a massive hack. That's why developers on the Ethereum ecosystem spend about 90% of their time worrying about security and spend 10 times as much money to hire outside teams and audit their code as they did on the code to begin with. Seriously, most projects spend 90% or more of their time and money on security. Just imagine how much this has limited the growth, innovation, and development of DeFi. But Radix has solved this problem by creating a unique, secure, and easy-to-use programming language called Scrypto. This language uses the same component-based logic as mission-critical systems like nuclear power plants use. Let me give you an example of how this works. Recently, there's been a lot of discussion around the idea of soul-bound tokens. These are NFTs that are not transferable. They belong to one person forever. This could be used to verify your identity, work history, credit score, and much, much more. To do this on Ethereum, you would have to create a new token standard like ERC 721 is. Write the code, audit the code, test the code. Then you'd have to submit it to the Ethereum Foundation. They would have to review it and test it. Once it was approved, every DeFi application like OpenSea or Uniswap would have to update and test their code to make sure that it all worked together. With Scrypto, NFTs are an asset type, and their behavior is an attribute. So I can easily create a soul-bound token by changing an attribute. Immediately, all applications built on Radix would be able to work with it. No code needed to be updated. If I wanted to set it up so that the token could be moved, but only with approval from a specific person or organization, I can easily do that too. And none of this creates security problems because I am not creating new code, rather just using the existing code in new ways. Thus, the DeFi ecosystem on Radix can evolve at breakneck speed without constantly worrying about security. The reason we can build amazing video games like Fortnite or Redfall is that we have gaming engines like Unreal Engine 5. That way developers don't have to reprogram things like gravity, light, sound, and so many other attributes. This is the same step that Radix has taken for DeFi. And many new people are using these systems to create some amazing new applications. Along with these applications come airdrops. If you don't know yet, this is how you can get access to 100% free tokens. Just go to getmyfreecrypto.com and take my airdrop masterclass. But hurry, I'm giving it away for free right now, but I don't know how much longer that's going to last. Okay, so the second major problem with DeFi right now is scalability. Everyone who has used Ethereum during a boom time has seen this firsthand. The network grinds to a halt, unable to process transactions with gas fees of over $100. Now, the solution that most networks have created is just as problematic. ETH 2.0, Polkadot, Polygon, Avalanche, or Cosmos are all being hailed as solutions, but they all have the same fundamental problem: atomic composability. This is a technical term for the way that any part of a network can frictionlessly interact with any other part of a network in real time. It is crucial for the growth and success of any DeFi network. In Ethereum 1.0, you could take a loan from Aave, use it to make a transaction on Uniswap, then another transaction on SushiSwap, and finally return it to Aave all in one transaction. This is how arbitrageurs keep prices in balance and how lenders can quickly and easily refinance loans. By keeping all these elements in one transaction, they become all or nothing, so that if the swap on Uniswap never goes through because of a price shift, the loan is never taken out, and the whole thing doesn't happen. It's a big part of the innovation from centralized finance to decentralized finance. But once we moved to ETH 2.0 or any of these other popular scaling solutions, this broke down. Because in order to increase the throughput of these networks, they have been sharded or separated. By separating the Ethereum database, they created faster and easier to manage little chunks, but they siloed the data so that a single transaction cannot interact with Uniswap, Aave, and SushiSwap. As the network grows, this is becoming a major problem and massively limiting innovation. Well, guess what? Radix has created an elegant solution for this too. Instead of starting with a blockchain and saying, how do we add shards to scale our network? Radix started with a sharded network and said, how can we design this so it can all work together? Instead of just breaking it into random chunks like everyone else, Radix built into the algorithm a predefined structure for which shard each piece of data would live on, and automatically grouped related transactions together. That way, each transaction can look up all the data that it needs in real time because the operating system knows exactly where to find it. To view all the NFTs in your wallet, OpenSea has to scan every single block ever made on Ethereum and look for every transaction related to your wallet address. With Radix, every transaction related to your wallet lives on the same shard, so you only have to look in one place. This allows for cross-shard composability and leads to their solution to the final major problem plaguing DeFi: speed. Look, most blockchains are slow. Bitcoin processes around 13 transactions per second. Ethereum processes 23.06. Ripple is getting a little faster at 1,500 transactions per second, and Solana is one of the fastest out there, handling around 2,000 transactions per second. But none of these are close to what is needed for real financial processing. Visa processes over 24,000 transactions per second, and true DeFi will need much faster speeds. Well, the Radix engine has already been tested at over 1.2 million transactions per second, 500 times faster than Visa or MasterCard. In fact, they process the entire Bitcoin ledger, 13 years worth of transactions, in just over 15 minutes. No chain out there can come close to that speed. And therefore, Radix has created a fast, secure, and scalable blockchain, which meets the biggest needs of a growing DeFi ecosystem. When you hear people talk about onboarding the next billion users into crypto and DeFi, most people don't talk about the fact that blockchains aren't built to handle this. And that's no surprise. The initial electricity grids of the world were built on DC and never could have scaled. The internet began as a text-only system and required layers of improvement to reach where we are. Well, 13 years after Bitcoin was released, there is a viable and realistic solution that can become a global blockchain, and it's called Radix. Look, I'm gonna make many more videos on this network, including walkthroughs of staking, interviews with the team, and the many projects that are being built on their DeFi ecosystem. So if you wanna check these out, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Smart contract networks like Radix are the future of finance. If you really wanna see what is possible with smart contracts, make sure you click up here.